you guys? Today in Yarii Reads, we're going to talk about Pandemonium. So Pandemonium is a sequel to Delirium, and I really liked it. I think I liked it a little bit more than Delirium because we get to see Lena in a more like a fighter, like a more like fighting for your life and for what you want. So Delirium, the way that it was set up, it was divided into chapters, and then like at the very top, like it said like a part of like either a book or a poem or something that was obviously approved by the DFA, Delirium Free America. And this book is a little bit not confusing, but it kept me on my toes because it's divided into then and now. So the book started with now, and it talked about how her life had changed, and then it would switch to then, which was after how Delirium ended. So I decided to arrange the then and the now so I can give you like kind of like the right order of how it kind of went. So Lena wakes up and she's in the wilds after she saw Alex get killed. And it turns out that she's like in a camp or something with an invalid, with a group of invalids. And among them is Raven, Blue, and different people. And they're helping her heal both emotionally and physically. So Lena and the group of invalids moved south to avoid the winter because they're, I believe they were by New York. And also Raven invites Lena to join the resistance, which is, I guess you can say, for us it would be like the right thing to do, but obviously in that world it's like a rebellion. So it's the invalids, the ones that like love to not be seen as a disease and to like choose for themselves what they want, whether they want to love or they want to be, whether they want to have like a mate picked by the government. And her personal like duty is to watch and observe everything that Julian Feynman does. Julian Feynman is the son of the head of the DFA. So while Lena is doing her job at a DFA meeting, some crazy people, which are known as scavengers, which they don't really go for like love or like, I guess, following the government. They're just there to like steal and kind of things like that. So they actually kidnap Julian, but since Lena is following him, she gets kidnapped as well. So they spend a pretty long time together, I think about 3 days or a little bit more than that, in a room, and she knows that they're invalids, but he obviously thinks she's cured. And then eventually he finds out that she's not cured, that she's an invalid herself and she lives in the wilds, but she's part of the nice invalids that are just trying to fight for what they want. So eventually, they're able to break out. They go through through a series of events, and they were able to break out. And then, as they're about to like almost get killed, a group of other invalids, but these are actually deformed, they're able to help them out, and they save them. So then they make it up, and they go to the surface because they were underground. And then they go and they actually realize that they're close to like to a home where she had lived in before, like in the wilds, when they were escaping from the cold winters in the north. So then they're in there, and by this at this point they're falling in love. Lena is really liking Julian, and Julian, he's scared because he's not cured. First of all, he's 18. He was about to turn 18, but he's not cured because he had some seizures, and so he starts falling in love with her. But obviously he's scared because like all he has known all his life is that it was a disease. So eventually they kiss and they're really loving each other and whatnot. And you know what, Lena, actually, I forgot to mention this. When they're escaping, oh, you know what, I was about to get that actually. Okay, so when they're in that house, suddenly like in the morning, like everything is really bright and like creepy quiet, and then Lena's like, what's happening? Like she just thinks about it, and then bam, a bunch of DFA members break in and they take them both, and they're gonna force them both to be cured again, or for her to be cured again, so that she is like done with the disease and whatnot. But then there's this like girl masked soldier thing. She comes up to her and he's like, come on, move it, like trying to act tough and whatnot. And obviously Lena's fighting for Julian because he's gonna get killed, actually, because I mean he's the son of the DFA like head, like he is like the president, the CEO of the DFA. So then she gets in the truck, and as she gets in the truck, the girl tells her, she's like, I'm not gonna hurt you, Lena, just trust me. And Lena's like, who is this? And like whatnot, right? So then eventually she takes her to like this factory kind of thing, and it turns out that she was a wild herself, and not a wild, I'm sorry, an invalid herself, and she saves her, and they're there, and then that girl leaves, and all that Lena gets to see is a tattoo on her arm, or I think it was in her arm or in her neck. So then Lena meets again with Raven and Tack, and they're talking about what had happened, that they already knew they were going to get kidnapped because the scavengers had actually been hired by the DFA. So Julian's dad had actually hired them for them to get kidnapped, just so that they could show like how much power the DFA has to save them. And well, it turned out like to be the opposite, because they actually like were able to escape and whatnot. So then Lena is going back to the wilds, and she's mad at Tack and Raven for not telling her the truth. And then she like it just oh my gosh, she just like snaps, and she's like, oh my god, that was my mother. So the lady that helped her out was actually her mom, and she recognized the tattoo, but she didn't think about it. And the tattoo that she had on her arm was actually the number that she had at the jail slash crypts, whatever. And she's like, oh my god, and her mom is gone. She left with other people, and she's just sad because like she thinks that she's not gonna see her again. So then they keep fighting, and she tells her, well, we're gonna have to like do this, blah 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 blah. And Lena's like, what about Julian? And then Raven is like, I'm sorry, but Julian is gonna get killed, and that's it. Sometimes people have to die for the cure to be removed or whatever, just I guess for the cause. And then obviously Lena is like really in love, or she thinks she's in love with Julian. She knows that she's kind of confusing with what she felt for Alex. So then she decides to leave Raven and Tack and the rest of the invalids, and she tries to go and rescue Julian. Obviously she doesn't do that great of a job on her own, but then someone helps her out. So it turns out that Raven and Tack actually knew this was gonna happen, because they knew how she felt about him, and they went over to where he was gonna get executed, and they help her out, and they're able to rescue him. So then they're coming, and she's so happy, and they're kissing and whatnot. And then they meet another group of they see that like the group has grown, and then there's someone there that catches her attention. Yep, you guessed it, this person is Alex. Oh my god, I literally, like, I yelled, and I was so excited, but I was so worried, because she's now supposedly in love with Julian, and Alex is back. He's actually alive. He was actually sent to the crypts. So yes, Alex is alive, Lena is in love with Julian, and Alex, her mom is alive, and they're trying to fight for the cause, and I don't know what's gonna happen in the third book. I'm really excited to start reading it, and I'm nervous, and I really want her to stick to to Alex, and I feel bad for Julian, like somewhere deep in my heart, I kind of hope he kind of dies or falls in love with someone else, because I really like Lena for Alex. I don't know, I feel like they're so cute together, I guess, because because Alex was different compared to Julian. I don't know, but I love this book. This book, I think it was both this one and Delirium were really good, but I guess because the story developed a little bit more, I like this book better than Delirium. Well guys, that was all for today, and I hope you enjoyed this quick review or summary of Pandemonium, and I will see you guys later. Bye!